In this video, we are going to be exploring the concept of homeostasis, which is what your body is doing 24/7 to try to keep you healthy and alive. When we talk about the control system that keeps you in homeostasis, there are three basic parts to it. The first is the receptor. This is where the change is noticed. You have some sort of sensory neuron. It could be in your skin, it could be an internal organ, or it could be in your eye or in your ear. And it notices that a process or a substance has changed from where it normally is. And it sends a message to the second location, the control center. And the control center is usually part of the central nervous system or the endocrine system. And what it does is it interprets the message that came from the receptor and then starts the change by sending out a message to the effector. Sometimes the control center can be a receptor. For instance, the hypothalamus can be both. And the effector then is the structure that causes the change that's trying to alter what the stimulus is. Most of your body can be an effector, muscles and all of your endocrine glands. These are really common effectors. Now, what is interesting about the response is the response can either be against, in other words, opposite the stimulus to stop it, or in some cases, it can actually perpetuate the stimulus, be in the same direction. So let's look at those two differences. Negative feedback, which is how most of your bodily processes are controlled, is when the response is in the opposite direction of the stimulus. So the stimulus is going this way, and the response goes, stop, and let's go back that way. And it's trying to keep you within that normal range surrounding that set point that we call it, the normal level. Like your temperature is not a 98.6, but it's a normal range from 97 to 99.5. And what this does is it keeps your body in homeostasis if it can keep you close to that set point. Now, it's important to realize that you are not at a constant level. You are fluctuating up and down from the set point. When the stimulus increases, then you are going to go above the set point and the response will drop you back down towards normal. Whereas when the stimulus lowers you from the set point, then the response, negative feedback, will bring you upwards back towards the set point. And classic examples are this is your breathing when you have changes in your carbon dioxide levels, what's happening to your blood pressure and your heart rate when you exercise. Withdrawal reflexes, which is a spinal reflex we'll be learning about, and what your hormones will do. So we'll do a lot of negative feedbacks with our hormones. And one of the easiest ones to understand is body temperature. So let's look at that one. So when we're controlling the body temperature, if the stimulus is a fall in blood pressure, then what's going to happen is sensory receptors in your skin. You have little sensory receptors for cold, and they're going to recognize, it's cold. And the other place where you have a sensory receptor for cold is in the posterior hypothalamus. It by itself can detect a drop in temperature, even if your skin is not cold. And so the net result of this, what's going to happen is your sympathetic nervous system is going to kick in. You're going to have higher levels of adrenaline. You're going to have an increased basal metabolic rate. You may get some shivering. The blood vessels in your skin, especially near the surface, they are all going to shrink down. Your skin will get very pale in color. And that's to keep, you want to keep blood away from the surface because that would cool the blood if it came towards the surface. And lastly, your erector pili muscles, which are attached to every single hair follicle in your skin, they are going to contract. And that's what gives you goosebumps. The whole reason for the contracting, it makes the hair stand up. When the hair stand up, they actually can trap some warm air right there. And so as a result of all these activities, your body temperature returns to normal and you once again are in homeostasis. If we look at the opposite, when the body temperature rises, you have different sensory receptors in your skin, and these are going to detect heat. Now, the anterior part of your hypothalamus is going to detect the rise in the temperature. And as you might expect, your sympathetic activity will plummet so that your basal metabolic rate will lower. You are not going to have any shivering. But what you are going to have is the blood vessels to the surface of your skin are going to dilate. So you have much more blood going to the surface. And what that does is it increases the blood flow to your sweat glands. And so you have increased sweating. And when the air hits the skin, that cools the surface temperature of your skin. And all of these things, once again, are going to return your body temperature back to normal, and you'll be in homeostasis. Now, let's contrast that to positive feedback. Okay. In real life, we always say, oh, I don't want negative feedback. I don't want someone to tell me like my outfit doesn't match or I didn't do a good job on that. We're always looking for positive feedback. Yeah, that was great. In the body, we want the opposite. We want the negative feedback. We don't want the positive feedback, because in positive feedback, the resulting action goes the same direction as the stimulus, thereby reinforcing it and taking you even further out of homeostasis. And this is going to continue until some major event happens to stop it. Examples that we're going to learn about this semester are the blood clotting cascade, and we'll learn how that gets stopped. Breastfeeding, and labor and delivery. So let me talk you through that one really quick. So when it's about its term and the baby's head has fallen in the pelvis, it is putting some pressure on the lower part of the uterus known as the cervix. And when the baby's head puts pressure on the cervix, then there's nerve impulses that go to the brain. And those travel to your pituitary gland, where it's going to release a hormone known as oxytocin. And now that oxytocin is going to be traveling in the bloodstream, go all the way back down to the uterus. And when it goes into the uterus, it's going to cause smooth muscle contraction. So the uterus is going to contract down, thereby the baby's head at the bottom is going to be pushing even more against the cervix, causing more impulses going up to the brain, giving more oxytocin release, causing more uterine contraction, causing more cervical pressure, causing more impulses to the brain. And as you can see, this circle goes round and round and round, and this is going to continue until the baby is born, and usually for about one contraction afterwards, so that maybe two, so that you can deliver the placenta. And that's it for homeostasis. So thank you once again for all your work, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.